Hi, my name is Val Kuntz and welcome to the Creating a Google Calendar tutorial. This video is geared towards specialist teachers like me who need a more efficient way to create calendars for their students. This video will teach you how to log into your Google Calendar, create a calendar, create events, delete events, share calendars and events, and even print the calendars that you create. So first we will learn how to log on to Google Calendar. First, open up your internet browser. I like to use Google Chrome and go to google.com. Once there, click on the 9 gray boxes at the top right of the screen. This is where your apps live. You will see the calendar option, so click on it. Okay, you should now see your Google Calendar, and it's probably blank. Mine's filled with a lot of different events that I've created. But now we're going to create a calendar. So in order for this to work properly, I've created a calendar for every lesson group that I teach. First, go over to My Calendars on the left of your screen and click on the drop-down arrow. Next, click on Create New Calendar. On this screen, you can type in your calendar name. Let's title ours X Trumpet. In my school, I title my lesson groups by letter name. And then at the bottom, make sure you click the box to share this calendar with others, and then the box to make this calendar public. This is important because now you can share this calendar with your students in Group X. Click Create Calendar down here, and you'll notice the new calendar pops up on the left-hand side of your screen. There it is. You can even customize the color by clicking on the drop-down arrow and by selecting a color you like. So today we'll do purple. Great. Now that we've created our calendar, let's create an event. So let's say Group X meets on Thursdays. So first you're going to double-click under Thursday. On this screen, you can do a number of different things. First, type in your title event. I like to title mine by the group name. And I also like to keep it short to make sure I won't have problems printing later on. So I'm going to call this X Trumpet. I then double check that the lesson date and times are correct. I'm going to change mine just so you can see that you can type in any time you want. So 12:30, let's say it's only a half-hour lesson, so we'll make it 12:30 to 1 o'clock. I just clicked in the box and I typed in the time I wanted. The next function is one of my favorites, the repeat function. Click on the box and you'll see a lot of options pop up. I teach using a rotating lesson schedule, so my students only miss one class, math, science, reading, etc., once every 6 weeks. Because of this, I'm going to select the repeat every 6 weeks button. So over here, 6. You'll notice that this event will repeat on Thursdays, right here. You can select other days if you want to repeat on those days too. There's even a start and end date. I like to end all my repeated events on the last day of school to make it easy. So we click on Ends On, and our last day of school this year is on the 17th of June. To do this, click on the box and select the date you want, then click Done. Okay, next, let's say you are a traveling teacher who relies on using teachers' classrooms while they're on their prep. You can type in the location that you'll be teaching in. Let's say we're going to be going to room 3 and Mr. Green. This has been great for me because my students are always waiting for me outside the door before I get there, and it's been really helpful. This last step is the most important step. You need to select the calendar. So if you click on the drop-down menu, you'll see the calendar we created before. I have a lot right here, but as I scroll down, there it is, X trumpet, and click on it. If you don't select the calendar, the correct calendar, your students in Group X will not see the event when we share the calendar with them, so that's really important. The last function is great for students to know about, and it's setting notifications. So right over here, notifications. Your students can go to the events you created and set reminders to help them remember to come to class. They can set it up as a pop-up notification or an email notification. I like to use email for myself. And then they can set it for minutes, hours, days, and even weeks. So if I need to remember that I have a meeting the next day, I can set it for a one-day reminder. If you don't want a pop-up or email notification, I would click on the little X to get rid of it. And then to finish creating the event, we're going to scroll back up and click Save. Okay, so now you see that the event has popped up over here, and that's how you create an event. So now let's talk about deleting events. Once you've filled your calendar with events, you'll notice you need to delete some classes when there's no school or things like that. So to do this, click once on the event. If you double click, it's going to go back to that same page we were just at. So I only click once, and then you click delete. Now, be sure to click only this instance, if you want to delete the event for that single date. Otherwise, you could accidentally delete multiple events. So we deleted it and it's gone. Alright, so let's say you've completed all of your events. Now it's time to share the new calendars with your students. There are a few ways to do this, but I prefer copying and pasting email addresses. So go to the group you created on the left-hand side and click on the drop-down menu. Next, click on the Share this calendar. Share this calendar. Now I have all of my students' emails in a spreadsheet that I can copy and paste. If you don't, you can have the students type in their email addresses at the beginning of one of your classes or something like that. But since I have all of my students' emails ready to go, I'm going to copy and paste them into this box. And I'll just use, well, we'll pretend that we typed in something. So test email. And then you're going to go ahead and click Save. Once you do that, your students will receive an email that the calendar has been shared with them, and they can see it on their Google Calendar whenever they want. That's one of the, yep, that was just a test. That's one of the benefits to making a Google Calendar for them, is that they can check it at home without you making tons and tons of copies. Now, if you're like me, you still want a hard copy to post on your bulletin board just in case. So first you need to click on the Month tab. Right now we're on the Week tab. It's showing you the 7 days of the week. But if we click on the Month tab, then we get a view of the month. And I'm going to scroll over to May because that's where I have a lot of, actually, only one day off of school for that month. So to print, first you're going to click on the More tab over here, More, and then Print. It's going to bring you to this screen. You can adjust the range of dates by clicking on the drop-down menu. So right now it's going till June. Maybe I don't want it to go to June. Maybe I only want it to go to the end of May. Great. So then it'll adjust. You can also adjust the font size right here. I use smaller and smallest depending on how many weeks I'm trying to fit into my calendar. I know it looks small, but it will print clearly. I have tried it a couple times. And then once you've picked your options, you can click Print down here, and then you're done. So I hope this video helped you learn how to use Google Calendar, and have a great day.